proposition came with a concern about how these kind of awards are actually having an unfair competition and also a very white dominated awards. But actually, these kind of awards is not that problematic, and we don't see an urgency to oppose this. Even if there is a lot of white people dominating the awards and nominations, it's not just because that they are white, but it is because actually they have something that is worth appreciated. For example, like Billie Eilish, Taylor Swift, Beyonce, Michael Jackson, Michelle Yeoh has won these type of awards that they are actually worthy of it, with regardless of their race and also skin color. Even if it is problematic, people and a lot of artists are already aware of it, but in the end of the day, it doesn't demotivate the artist itself. Like, for example, Miley Cyrus, who have never won a Grammy, still makes a lot of songs. Leonardo DiCaprio played in so many roles until he actually won the Oscars. Not winning these kinds of awards doesn't make you a bad artist, and it doesn't make you a failure. So another concern that the proposition has brought up is about the worries of the scrutinized people. But actually, scrutinizing is very subjective, and even without the awards, when two different artists releases two different songs or albums, for example, BTS and Ariana Grande is releasing two songs at the same time, in the fandom, they can still hate on each other. Both Arianators and the ARMY could bash each other because of the thing that each of them enjoy. So like Arianators can bash ARMY, and ARMY can bash Arianators, because so it's very likely in their side of the house that scrutinizing can also still happen. So even if in our side of the house it happens, for example, like how Kanye bashed Taylor Swift for winning the Grammys instead of Beyonce, Taylor Swift still makes songs. Even out of that experience, she still stands strong, and Beyonce still makes good music. And in our side of the house, it's actually really better, because if you are scrutinized but you are actually winning the awards, you actually have proven how you actually worth appreciated and how you are actually worthy of that, so that you can actually win that award. So we don't see an urgency to oppose, rather we see these kind of award shows as a big thing that artists and fans look up to. So we stand with the status quo, with the BOP. First, we will prove to you how it creates motivation without harming the essence of freedom of expression, and the second one is how it benefits both the artist and the industry in the long run. So first one is, why is it justified? Let's characterize how artist is in the industry. So they're also very capitalistic. Making art is also their job. Not only they want to make a living out of their arts, they also want to get appreciation, they want to get recognition, and they want to make a living and they want to have supports from their fans. It is very assumptive to assume that artists don't want to have a big name in the industry, but it wouldn't be as irrational as which the artist pushes themselves to fit in the standards itself. They can still have their own trademarks that they want to be recognized with, and they would make the best out of it. The purpose of these kind of award shows is basically, these award shows are the exclusive awards that they could look up to as a platform to give them appreciation for the artist, that provides motivation, which comes from having a role model and also competition in the industry. But actually in the status quo, although the standard and this award still exists, it doesn't actually hurt the essence of art itself. In the end of the day, with the Grammys and other awards existing, you can still see people in the status quo. There are still a lot of local artists making art that is not mainstream. So many indie artists are also getting recognized and still embracing their own colors. For example, like Lizzie McAlpine. Lizzie McAlpine is huge. They have her own fans and also appreciation. They have their own audiences and what it takes for them to feel appreciated. Even with the most random arts or movies like movie 43, which makes no sense, they still have people who would support it. And even though they have never won anything, art still touches you to the bottom of your spine and is still free to be expressed. And this is still happening even with the Grammys and also these kind of competition and awards existing in the status quo. And with this award still existing, and even if the big artists don't win the awards that they feel like they deserve, like Taylor Swift not winning the Grammys, although her songs always climb first in this chart, she may be defeated by someone less famous than her, but it doesn't put her down. She still makes good art, she still releases more albums in her own style, even make a short movie out of her songs. So she is not actually following the standard of what it takes to be a winner. She's actually embracing her art to the fullest so that she can actually touch the domination and also the trophy of the award show it is itself. So in the end of the day, actually, how it benefits both the artist and also the industry in the long run is that the first one is like, why is it okay if artists make art that are focused to win Grammys? Why is it okay if artists are just only making art so that they can actually win those kind of awards and shows? First of all, we have to know and notice how the Grammys and also these kind of awards actually gives them motivation through having a role model that they can look up to, and also a competition. They are very pushed to break their limits and actually make better arts that is that can be enjoyed with a lot of from a lot of people, and actually can take them to that kind of appreciation that they want and they desire. So it is good actually, because it pushes artists to make the best art possible, the art that could compete and attract attention, and supports them to actually be able to win the award. So it is actually justified, because the exclusivity of being complimented and appreciated by your fans is very different when you actually win something. So imagine that you're Billie Eilish with the song Bad Guy. Fans indeed love it. A lot of people are listening to it. It becomes a trend. But when you won the Grammys, you will feel the double of the satisfaction itself. You will feel like you are being chosen despite the media's different taste of art. And you will really feel appreciated. And you feel like you're being... and this is what these awards actually offers. And after that, it impacts their ability to attract more attention, thereby getting better deals and better contracts, and hopefully more people are basically excited to see you and want to see and listen to what you've done. So it's actually unjustified for you to take away that sense of competition and motivation to reach that sense of satisfaction and accomplishments in each artist, which is why they actually make art, and because they actually live for it and they need that kind of validation. Actually, how Grammys and these kind of awards benefit the artists, it's not just when they win, it's not all about winning. There are nominations for a lot of categories, and being able to be in it itself is actually pretty normal and pretty enough to appreciate the artist. It's very enough for the artist to be able to be nominated in that, and it's a very good sense of appreciation that it'll be given to the artist, because it actually shows how the artist is actually capable in competing and having the place in the society and the competition, where despite all of maybe the different art, or like how they are not making art just like the normies. Okay, anyway, moving on. But also, we actually see how these awards actually benefit the industry itself. Notice how in some cases, awards does not pick the winner based on how hard the selling is, how famous it is, how trending it is. So for example, the movie Parasite that won Oscar once, it is in the same nomination as Joker, and indeed Joker has absolutely more fandom, more massive fandom. It is more famous, it is being watched more than the Parasite itself worldwide, but it doesn't make the Parasite less good. But when Parasite won the Oscars, people actually recognize the value of the Parasite movie itself. They are actually aware of Parasite being a really good movie that needs the recognition, and it is a very high quality movie. It is that deserves that kind of appreciation, and more people actually talk about it, and it gives a lot of benefit to the industry, and also the media and the actors and anyone that works behind the screen in the movie of Parasite, and that deserve it. But it doesn't make Joker movie a less than a good movie and a bad movie. So in this case, actually, we have proven to you how it actually benefits both the artist and the industry in the long run, and also we believe that it is justified to actually stick to the status quo. By that, I rest my case. Thank you.